expectations. So working with Jeff, my new coach Otis Pimpleton, these are people that have been around world champions, been around the highest level for a long time. So when I'm in the ring with them, when I'm training with them, I'm just soaking up all the knowledge that I've already had from the past, and you see how far it goes.
Okay, awesome. And then for Rashad, you brought up how boxing was kind of your thing and how you have a background in that. Now, you mentioned how you haven't fought for a couple of years. Was it a bit of a surprise to you to get that call to fight on the undercard of a Mike Tyson-Roy Jones fight against somebody of, high stature and high caliber like Viddal is?
No, man, it wasn't a surprise to me. Man, I'm blessed and I'm highly favored, man. So it didn't surprise me that a door was open on a card of this magnitude. But man, listen, I hear that he's been around for a long time, and he's he knows boxing. He grew up boxing. I'm just grateful that they gave me the opportunity to even step in there on a card like this. And the truth of the matter is, the only reason why they're giving me the opportunity is because they think it's gonna be an easy fight. But I'm okay with that. And like I said, I do appreciate Viddal. I appreciate Mike Tyson and Roy Jones for even giving me the opportunity to display my skills on such a high magnitude card.
Josh, thank you very much for the questions. Before we get to our next question, I just have to ask you, Viddal, do you agree with what Rashad just said? Do you feel like this is an easy fight for you?
No, I don't think any fight is easy. No, I don't think any fight is easy, but if they end up being easy, then that's just how it goes. I prepare for a tough fight. I always prepare for the highest level of competition, opposition, but that doesn't always happen. So I'm trying to repeat that process throughout my whole career, and I don't see why November 28th should be any different.
Okay, again, as he just said, November 28th on Triller.com. Let's go to our next question. Let's go to my man, Michael Viddal of the Body Lock. Michael, you're next.
Thank you. Question for Rashad. Rashad, obviously, many MMA fans will recognize you from your UFC career appearances on UFC 211, UFC 225. In what ways has preparing for this fight, a boxing match, been different for you? Who have you brought in as far as training partners, and how are you approaching returning to the boxing ring after a lengthy MMA career?
As far as that goes, man, I don't really have to bring anybody in. People think that I haven't done boxing, but you gotta understand, man, my very first sparring session ever in boxing was right in front of Derrick James and Errol Spence Jr. I've been around EJ, I've been around Charlo, I've been around Hooker, I've been around so many boxers since 2014. I've sparred like Alex Clarkson, I sparred Adrian Taylor, I sparred Cam Awesome, who has like almost 400 amateur fights. So me seeing Viddal's credentials, it doesn't scare me because I've been in there with guys who have the same credentials, or no disrespect to him, or even greater credentials than he does. So I feel like I'm right at home, man.
Thank you for the question, Michael. And Viddal, I want to ask you, have you ever seen Rashad striking? Have you seen his MMA fights? Have you seen his lone boxing fight? And if so, what do you make of it?
I saw a clip of one of his MMA fights when I heard I was going to fight him. But when I fight my opponents, I actually don't watch them until the week of the fight. I focus on myself. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing, and it works for me. I only watch the week because I just want to get a little gist of what could happen, what they could do. But I go in there with a blank page. It's easier to draw on a paper with space.
All right, I like that. Okay, let's go to our next question now. Let's go to my fellow Canadian, Cole Shelton of BJPenn.com. Cole, you're up.
Viddal, UFC, you're coaching. What's training camp like now that you aren't having to focus as coach? Because you were coaching a lot of those UK guys on getting now it's fully focused on your fighting career.
I feel the same. I feel the same because I managed to set responsibilities, and that's why I step away from one or I do the other, because I understand how much dedication, focus, and time it takes to deliver and be the best in both. So when I'm coaching the guys, it's not a distraction away from my career because I'm solely focused on them. And then once that's done and they're resting and they're doing what they've been doing for years, I go back to what I've been doing for years and the focus remains the same. So no distraction. Obviously, it's not like a background thought, but I feel the same. Mentally, same stuff.
And then,
Rashad,
like,
oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Cole.
You kind of brought it up. Like, do you think you're being brought in here to lose because Viddal Riley signed to the Mayweather team, undefeated? He's kind of this highly touted prospect out of England. Like, is this a fight do you think you're gonna get smoked in?
Sheldon, what's up, man? What it do, man? No, it's not. But here's the thing: that's boxing. I mean, it's no secret to how boxing works. Boxing tries to build a fighter, so therefore they bring a fighter in that they feel as though it's not up to the caliber of the person that they're trying to get you to lose. But in this aspect, the same, man. Of course, they think that I'm just an MMA fighter. They think that I don't know boxing. They think that MMA fighters don't use their jet. All these things. To me, that doesn't matter. Like I said, I respect my opponent. I respect all my opponents as far as what they do, where they come from, and the hard work that they put in. But listen, man, I took a fight in the UFC, my debut on 9 days' notice in front of 20,000 people. I fought on huge stages, and I actually got moved up to the main card as I was going to the arena. I was supposed to be the first fight of the night. On my way to the arena, they stopped me and said, man, we just moved you up to the main card. So pressure for me, I'm built for pressure, man. Some people are not. When those lights are on and when I get hit, everybody's credentials is going to go out the window. It's going to boil down to who got the heart, who wanted more, and I feel as though, man, when people feel they would never want to fight, they'll push you to that point to quit.
Question for, let's go to Harry Davies of SB Nation. Harry, you're up.
Hi Viddal, how you guys doing? My first question is for you, Rashad. Obviously,
Yes,
you turn 39 next month, and I was just wondering what's next for you after this fight, and if it depends on the outcome, if it goes well, do you stick in boxing, and if not, do you maybe go back to your MMA ventures?
Honestly, man, like, people, you start a question off with you're 39, but people who research, they don't understand, man. Like, my body doesn't have all that wear and tear on it. I wasn't fighting coming up all these years. I didn't have my first fight until I was 30 years old. I didn't fight through the amateurs, none of that, and I excelled to the top, to the highest level of the sport within 5 years. So there's nothing to me. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna put next for me. Would I like to stick to boxing? Of course, man. But like I said, the boxing, when I beat Viddal, that they're gonna be okay. We're gonna push you. We're gonna give you somebody we can build you with. It doesn't work like that. They're gonna try to put me there with another top prospect that they think me. But whatever is open for MMA, I hope it opens up more doors for me for MMA. I just can't get an MMA fight, and I'm always training. I'm always boxing, and this is what my heart is right now. I'm concentrating on this fight. Whatever comes after that, whatever doors from that, I'm gonna take it, man, like full speed, because I'm not done. I'm just
Rashad, and now for you, Viddal. Mostly you already fought some cards with some big buzz around them. How important is this event going forward for your career? As you get a record with more and more fights.
Of course, it's extremely important. But this is major exposure to the traditional boxing world. I accumulated a great following through another community, through my other ventures. But especially over here in the States, this is a good statement for me to show my skills and prove what I'm saying about how long I've been in the game is actually shown in the ring. So yeah, it's a great stage. We've got two legends in the main event. My favorite fighter, Roy Jones, in the main event, and these things are all blessings and all opportunities, and we got to take them when they come, and we got to maximize the opportunity. That's what I'm looking to.
Harry, thank you very much for the questions, and Viddal and Rashad, thank you for joining us. Good luck to you guys on November 28th.
man, thanks for having